Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Triple S podcast. We are not your Crossbell Liberation podcast. We are support safe scumming. I know it gets up all the time, but Crossbell was indeed mentioned.
Yes, it was.
Yes, and because Crossbell is mentioned, welcome back to your favorite RPG gamers, myself, Getselious and Sithscott.
Hello.
And we got a pretty interesting episode for our left and save for the Triple S podcast. And let's start off by talking about RPGs we played recently. So, Scott, what have RPGs you been playing recently?
I mean, I played a lot of RPGs recently.
We play a lot. Oh, look at
The most
you.
notable one, though, would be Octopath Traveler 0.
Right. Now, does that game take place in Crossbell or?
No, it doesn't. It takes place in a big region where you're trying to protect, or really not really protect, you're trying to build up this town called Wishfell, because the game starts with Wishfell getting utterly burnt to the ground.
Right.
And, your entire family being killed and all that fun jazz.
Right, which builds character, they say.
Yeah. So you essentially have to build up your team and build up your new town of Wishville that you have to build back up from the ground with your childhood friend. They added a lot more characters than the other Octopath Traveler games, so they brought in a lot of the characters that they added in for the Octopath Traveler mobile game, Champions of the Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually did a huge amount of reworks and rewrites to the story of Octopath Champions of the Coast that makes it a lot bigger and a lot more grand. And honestly, it's pretty solid.
All right, that sounds good. But do you overcome any barriers? That's the real question.
I mean, would you consider your town being burnt to the ground a barrier, or is that just your average Tuesday?
I mean, it depends. For fantasy RPGs, that's like such a common thing now. It's like, oh, my house got burned down. Oh no, Like, I guess
decided to do it again.
Yeah, Sephiroth tried to do it again, or some random invading army, or some evil person testing out weapons, or in some instances, it was my best friend betrayed my village and I got my thing burned down. Like, it's like you get like, it's all like, okay, buddy, okay.
Yeah, also continuing with the Atelier Ryza series. I've beaten the first one and the second one, and I'm now working on the third one.
Is that the one?
The new DX releases.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, was that the collection that was released recently? Because that's a lot.
Yeah, it's big.
Oh my god, that's a lot.
I have the first two reviews up for that. So Atelier Ryza 1DX and Atelier Ryza 2DX. I'm still debating if I want to do an actual review for 3DX or if I just want to do like this is the differences between 3 and 3DX, because it's not nearly as grand, and also because I actually have a review of 3 already up on the site.
A part of me feels like you should do it, but I'm like, But technically, I mean, we do need more RPGs to be put out there. So maybe you could just put it out there and hope for the best,
How dare?
Yeah. But it is kind of fun.
A lot of my time this month has actually been in shoot 'em ups.
Really? Wow. Yeah. My time has been split to the opposite direction. I've been playing a little more RPGs. I know 7.4 for Final Fantasy 14 came out. Didn't even have a chance to play that. If you've been checking out stream, I'm playing Battle Chasers Night Wars, and I do a lot of stuff grinding off stream so I could talk about it on stream. Mostly just grinding characters or items to make them powerful because I'm trying to beat the game as whatever. I've been playing that. I have been playing a lot of He Is Coming, an auto battler roguelike RPG that's really fun. I highly recommend it. It's super fun. He Is Coming. I've been playing that off stream. And I've also been playing a demo of a game I think I shared with you called Dungeon Antica. Dungeon Antiqua. Basically, it's the sequel, Dungeon Antiqua 2, and I played a demo and it was really, really fun. I can't wait for the full release of it. It combines dungeon crawling with like Final Fantasy V job system. It's really, really good. It's really, really fun. So I've been having fun playing. Those are the RPGs I've been playing, and I've been I am on I think I'm about 60% finished of chapter 3 from Daybreak Uno. I have to sit down to do Daybreak Uno, but I'm wrapped around so many other projects. It's like I need to like take 2 PTO days. Like I need to take a PTO day just so I can rest, and another PTO day so I can just play Daybreak as much as I can.
Daybreak. You need to get to the second one.
I need to get there as quickly as possible. I need to get my Daybreak. Yeah, it's crazy. I have purchased Daybreak 2 and the alleged Daybreak 2 Proud version, which it was only exclusive on Steam.
The Proud Volga.
Proud Volga, yeah, which adds whole new cutscenes and aesthetics, such as like Van doing a backflip and hitting the Dougie. Did you know? Did you know that what should we call it? That Elaine can actually hit the grippy. Yeah. Yeah, she hits it, yeah. She hit the gritty, she hit the gritty.
Nobody actually believed that Proud Soldier's coming out.
No. That's not real. It's not real. Please don't. It's not real. Yeah, it's not real. Please don't fall for it. It is not a real product. Some people accidentally retweeted this as real, and some people are posting it as a meme as like, please don't. Don't get caught. Don't get caught by this.
Don't make more people believe it, please.
Yeah, please don't. We don't want to get caught. We don't get caught with this. So, but it doesn't real. We're joking about it. So that's all the RPGs that I played, and I think Sky's played. Highly, check all those out if you had. And we got a lot of RPG news this time around. This time it's leaning towards a lot of RPG. Just was like the business side of it. It's the end of the year. A lot of people's quarterlies are coming up. A lot of financials coming up. A lot of big information's coming out. Future projects of the games, the companies we care about, and one of them is being Falcom. And not because we were paid by Falcom, and nothing at all. That check did not come through yet. Waiting for it still. Still waiting. Hasn't come through yet.
Yeah. There's been a lot of meetings, and we do eventually will want to talk about one of the Falcon meetings, but we do want to talk about, more importantly, about something that's been going on with Square Enix the last month.
Yeah, it's with a lot of, if you've been on Twitter, Blue Sky, you've been on social media, particularly I would say Twitter, but Blue Sky, even if you follow RPG YouTube, but a lot of people have been quoting a lot of misinformation about Square Enix quarterly info, and some news websites posted information that was completely incorrect. A lot of this information comes from the fact of like reports of them saying like, one of the big ones was saying like, Final Fantasy, it has like no brand recognition, less brand recognition at all compared to like Pokemon or whatever. And then if you're like, people believe that because that makes sense, quotation marks. It doesn't actually, but if you look at it and if you look at the source it comes from, at all. So those reporters who report that stuff, please learn to read sources. I mean, you should double check this stuff. It's your job. But in a serious way, it's pretty bad because it's like these guys are reporting, like they reported this, and the sources was like I believe it was just like you pointed out, Scott, and I checked it too. It was like from like it wasn't even a real survey. It was like another article from an article. Like that's not a source. It was
So to help expand upon this, a lot of what came out from a different source around the same time as like the quarter financials was from a pro-activist firm called the 3D Investment Group.
Mm-hmm.
And they published a 100-page report with a lot of very selective things chosen, and even some like surveys or even like interviews were heavily modified.
Mm-hmm.
And you can even easily check it if you look at the actual survey or look at the actual interviews, or even in some cases they did user reviews from Metacritic.
Yes.
I think one of the most ridiculous things is they talked about how Dragon Quest is now bad because it has turn-based combat.
Right, that was so weird.
Talked about Final Fantasy 16 being bad because it didn't.
Right, and it's like, wait, Dragon Quest has been like the cornerstone of turn-based combat. What are you talking about? And it's like, and they pick the worst Metacritic reviews, because if you actually go down Metacritic, you'll see like a lot of these games actually got the scores they got because they're good. It was just crazy, bro, crazy. So stuff like that. So this, by 3D Interact, these people were just making hit pieces and just trying to wear it down. Some people who were anti-Square Enix or uninformed, or people who just wanted to post some news about it, who didn't double check it, end up kind of fueling the fires per se. Those who are anti-Square Enix, I say this polite to all of you, and I mean this very specifically. Please, just play more video games. Just play more video games, please. Just play more video games.
Yeah, one of the surveys I got super annoyed at is it was an internal survey done by 3D Investment Group last year, and they only actually accounted for 1,000 of the responses, and even though they said that they received over 20,000.
Exactly.
Like, why would you only show 1,000 of those responses when you could have tried to do the whole the whole 9 yards of showing every response and actually categorizing them correctly?
Exactly.
So if you only showed 1,000, you basically skimped out the entire survey results.
Which is poor sampling, by the way. Which is really poor. Yeah, it's like, how did you get here, my friend? Like, what was that? It's crazy.
It made me super annoyed looking at it and seeing all the people who are like taking this as fact and like, no. This is internal testing. If you had someone who had no peer-reviewed essay and their essay got into like a public default, that essay would be written out because it has no peer review. It has no statistics that actually have backing of sources of reality. They could make up whatever they wanted and basically be like, I'm the source.
Yeah, literally the meme. I made it the F up. Literally the meme. Literally. It was crazy. But at the end of the day, I believe it's 3D Interactive. The second ended up getting more shares of the company, or at least a more. Yeah. Which is, I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of scared by this. It's a little dangerous, Like, I mean, it's quite silly.
To have it where you basically shove people aside from stocks and basically saying you should stop investing in the Square because they're only going downhill, and then in the next day invest all of the rest of your money into the stock you said.
Yeah, into the company you're so-called trying to end. Yeah, it's like, what? Yeah.
This is sadly kind of a common practice, though, when you look at a lot of variety of, say, like activist stock groups, where they basically will buy up shares to try to become like the majority shareholder, which allows them to give almost full creative control of the decisions. And then they'll try to either make it however they want to make it, or they will, what's known as the famous pump and dump. Well, they will basically sell off all the IPs and all the things that matter in the company, and then just remove all their stocks from the company and have to have them come back afloat.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, and this practice is pretty dangerous, because at the end of the day, it is, for all intents and purposes, it is a pump and dump. This is how you pump and dump a company. Yeah, I'm not telling you should do it, but and I'm telling you this, someone's a business guy. As an investor, you want to maximize your profits as possible. You're not in it for the long term, because at the end of the day, it's like, LOL long term, So
it's scary because if you look at the presentation too, they even vouch to remove a lot of the IPs and even a few of the companies that Square Enix has access to, like Kodansha and a bunch of the other manga. They want to remove in their presentation because they don't think it's important to the company.
Oh, sorry, not to correct you. It's Kodokawa, and for English, it's Yen Press manga. Kodansha is another printer company in Japan. That's another set of guys.
Oh, okay.
They both have K's. Don't worry. It's Kodansha, Kodokawa. Don't worry about it. It's a K. But it's crazy because, like, at the end of the day, they want to like strip apart this company, sell it for parts like a car, and then make off like bandits. They do not care about the longevity of the Final Fantasy series. They do not care that, like, oh, by the way, we talked about this last episode, and if you haven't, we'll say it again. The creator of Dragon Quest has been nominated. He won the Prime Minister. He's essentially like super important citizen of Japan. Dragon Quest is considered a Japanese import. That's social power, social clout. Yeah, we don't care about that. The guy, like, are you serious? Like, they are very serious. They do not care.
Yeah, it's sad, and it's one of those things where it's just like you have to be smart about what you're reading and seeing the sources so that you don't give in to a lot of like a lot of the divisiveness that they're trying to shove to make people push even more to get people removing their stock from a company so that they can basically take all of the money that's left.
Pretty much, yeah. Because again, it's really bad, and I don't know the internal workings of Square Enix financially. I understand that Square has had some difficulty as time went on, and I mean this is no insult to Square. Square was never really dominant in Japan. They were famous. They got critical acclaim, like a lot of companies do. But being dominant in Japan is a very, 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 very hard thing because you're competing with before they fused with before they fused with Enix, I believe. I could be wrong. I think it's Enix.
Yeah.
Before they fused with Enix, they didn't have Dragon Quest. So it was all their old ideas, stuff like that. There's also been tons of management and shipment change. One of the biggest things I think that, in my opinion, kind of hurts Square a little bit, in my opinion, when it was Squaresoft, is when they broke up the classic Final Fantasy 5 and 6 team. Broke them up, made them all little projects. I mean, yet all those guys are talented, super, the goats. These are goats of all time of development, any aspect. Nomura, Yoshi P, etc. All goats. I mean, seriously, everyone on that team goats. They broke them apart and they make their own games. They did, but I think breaking them apart kind of hurt because they're making more and different, unique games, but they're not collaborating together like they used to, like back in the day. It's like I would love to see Nomura and Yoshi P like make an MMO like expansion. I'm not joking. I would pay top dollar to see that. I would love to see. Nomura and Kisuke-san make a new game that isn't Final Fantasy 7. Kisase-san, yeah, I would love to see that, but it's how the things are now. It's a bad thing. My personal take is that because they broke up that team to make more projects, that team made, in my opinion, two of the best RPGs of all time, in my opinion, because I grew up playing on Final Fantasy 5 and 6. So by breaking that team up, I generally think that, man, I would love to see a collab with some of these guys again in the future because they're giga-brain people, but it is what it is. But Square also had problems in recent memory because of all the projects. Not all their projects hit out the park. You'll get games like, I don't know, like Final Fantasy X when it came out. Not a lot of people were feeling it, but here we are in 2025. Excuse me, sorry, feeling the game like it's a great game now, right? Yeah, I had to release that one out, like, oof, because I'm like, oh man, I don't want to be mean to Final Fantasy X. I know people love Final Fantasy X, but back in the day, it was not appreciated.
I had some of the problems of what I was actually big fans of a lot of the titles of Final Fantasy, which made me apparently black sheep of the Final Fantasy series fanboys.
Yeah.
So I liked 10 when it came out, I liked 12 when it came out, I loved 13 when it came out. So it's always like kind of vindicated when you like see a few years later where everyone's just like 10 is the GOAT.
Yeah, 10 is the GOAT. Me, I'm like, to be like, I think 10 is good, but 10 is hella meta, and at the time, people were not ready for that. People were not ready to that. Like, yes, a dying world is also a symbolism for trauma, as well as yeah, I get it now. Like, you didn't get it back then. Come on, you didn't get it. Come on, don't lie to me.
I got where Seymour sucks. No,
Seymour does suck, though. Let's just that is kind of facts. He does suck as a person.
Yeah.
He should be punished for his crimes. But Blitzball is goated. Blitzball. Also, Waka is a.
I hated playing Blitzball as a kid.
Oh God,
but
because
when I do go back to play it, I do play it.
Everyone hated Blitzball until they figure out how to play Blitzball. That's the best way to describe Blitzball. Like, Blitzball sucks until you figure out how to play Blitzball. Oh my God, it's Blitzball. Yeah, it is Blitzball. Yeah.
Then you will go all the side routes to get all of the Blitzball characters.
Just so you can get Waka's ultimate freaking ball. See his ultimate weapon. That's crazy. Crazy. But yeah, so Square has, like, in my opinion, like a lot of great games. I treat them as critical art. There is going to be situations like, again, I do see a timeline of people. I mean, this is not a joke. I do see a time where there's going to be people who's going to say Final Fantasy 15 was goated. I'm not even trying to be like, no, there's going to
probably already is at this point.
To some people, they could be like, yo, Final Fantasy 15 is goated. I'm like, yeah, really? Like, all right, bet. I mean, I didn't like 15 as much because 15 felt like Item Manager. Like, it felt like less of a Final Fantasy and more like I was playing backpack RPG, backpack fantasy. Because
You had 100 potions with you at all times.
yeah, 100 major potions, 2 ethers. Like I got this. I got this. But yeah, so Square to me has a lot of great games in my opinion, but a lot of those great games in my opinion for Square are around like time as time goes on, right? It's not instant successful at times, and a lot of their games have that. I would say like go back and appeal, so it's like that. There's also that a lot of Square's current revenue drivers are merchandise, which links from t-shirts and things are preferably buying, as well as manga, because they own Kodakawa Games, which is Kodakawa Press, I believe, which also owns Yen Press in English and Ize Press in Yen Light On, essentially the entire manga arm that makes money for them. And Square buying that was a good idea. I'm sorry. Owning a manga company is a good idea. Everyone should own a manga company. That means more manga gets printed.
More localized manga in the world. Heck, we just need more manga in actual physical formats in the world.
Bingo, exactly, bro, exactly. So it's like that. So in my good to honest opinion, I think that like it's a pretty good idea in that regards. But again, I think they call it 3D investments, I believe.
3D investments, yes.
Yeah, three investments don't care about longevity. As we just discussed here, Square has a lot of games, a lot of properties that has good longevity. I think that there's going to be Square Enix fans in the future, because like there's always people playing Final Fantasy 14 or some people visit 11. That's longevity, right? Yeah. But I feel like these investors don't care about that. They were like, I want my money now. I want it now. I'm getting it now. I'm going to hurt you if I don't get my money. That's literally how they are.
Yeah, and it sucks, and I do think that it's something that you need to pay attention to, especially when it comes to like activist type stockholders. There are, of course, exceptions. I believe there are some stock investors who are activists who actually do try to help a company get out of dark periods.
Yeah.
But right now, Square Enix is already in the early phases of trying to rework their own company, and having someone else try to touch the wheel might make things more problematic. Especially because this is a much needed change, because their change last time was basically to invest into digital assets such as NFTs and that like, and it's great that they're not trying that anymore.
No, exactly, that could be more of an investor thing, because again, once investors have enough shares in a company, they can dictate to sell blah 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 to you.
Yeah.
At that point, you're not winning that fight at all.
No. So I think having an investment that, I mean, it's still one of those things, like, we won't know how well the new rework of Square Enix's company is going to go until probably 3 years from now, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly.
They're cutting out a lot of the games that they were making because they thought they had too much games, which, to be fair, I also was complaining they had a lot of games, but the problem wasn't necessarily too many games. It was they didn't have enough marketing for all their games.
No, exactly. Like, like I would say, like Square has done a great job for their remasters, the Dragon Quest remasters, but I don't know how many people actually was aware there's a new Fantasia game that came out, which I would recommend, which I will stream that game. I will stream it because I do talk about it a lot. Yeah. I'm not I mean, obviously we know about Final Fantasy Tactics, but people with that, we got a Star Ocean remake, like it's just a marketing problem. They kind of flooded the market, which was such a, I'm gonna be real about this. That was a strange kind of thing to do. Like flood. I'm not a flood the market kind of guy. I don't think.
Yeah. So they're removing a lot of their AA games. They're gonna be focusing on the small indie games and the very large AAA games, which might not be happy because I know a lot of people like some of their AA offerings.
Yeah.
Especially like the AA remakes that they're making from like the ground up.
Right. Which in my opinion, I think I'll shoot my shot here, King. We need to get more of that done. We need to get more. I think their remakes have been.
Where is the Chrono Trigger remaster?
Remastered, full 3D.
You are sitting on a plate of gold.
Oh my god, that's funny.
And nothing's being done with it except for concerts every few years.
Concerts, concerts, and concert and fan festivals for the Final Fantasy 14 community, which is still hard to get to, by the way. The tickets are gone. I tried. I want to go to one day, but oh boy, I need a lot of bread and a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, but in general though, it's like, so in my honest humble opinion, I think Square is in a reshifting phase. I think that Square has a lot of success in what they've been doing with the stuff they come in, but I'm worried about how these new investors are going to try to milk them and make them go more short term, because Square Enix, in my opinion, has a lot of long legs based on titles they make and based on how history changes for them. Square isn't a company that just like, well, my entire company goal is to make a new Call of Duty, and next year Call of Duty will make me $1 billion. Like I Black Ops has I have Black Ops. If Black Ops flop today, well, Black Ops like 5 next year will make my money back double time. They don't have that the way they make games don't happen the way it does. So it's something they have to, like, they have long legs. They kind of sit around for that. I generally think that, in my honest opinion, they should focus, my opinion, more on trying to, like, make longer games, longer titles, and learn from stuff. I think the stuff they should learn from is the success of their Dragon Quest remasters, the success of bringing back Final Fantasy Tactics, the success of bringing back Tactics Ogre, the success of generally, like, a lot of fan concerts have been fan events they sponsoring. Like, I still think it's cool that, like, Final Fantasy 14 has a world tour for FanFest every year in various locations. Try that for Dragon Quest. Try that for Kingdom Hearts. I mean it quite seriously. Kingdom Hearts fans, they would.
Honestly, we should have more Kingdom Hearts concerts. If you've listened to those soundtracks,
they're peak. Yeah, they're peak. Nomura would take 500 years to write a video game, but he knows.
If we get another Utaru Hikaru song for Kingdom Hearts 4.
Yeah, that's all we need. Like, it'll be that meme of that guy, like, holding his hand up and crying, like, yeah, he did it. Like, yeah. When you walk away, like, tears just roll down his face. It's done. Like, it got him. But yeah, that's how I generally feel. I feel like this is the path they should go. But again, I'm looking forward to Square, what they're doing. My personal opinion, and Scott may have different opinions, I think Square should focus more on smaller projects and space out their projects for marketing. That's what I think it should do. Scott, we have any for Square Enix? If they listen, what do you got for them to say?
If they're listening, I think just keep trusting in where the direction is pulling you, and don't try to give too much leniency to a lot of the grifters that you hear online, or the activist investment groups that can also not have any idea how games are actually made or what the actual criticisms of the games are. I feel like we don't need to give too much control to trolls and grifters.
Yeah, that's best. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, because it's like a lot of them aren't in it for the game, as well as, like, a lot of them. Like, even if you want to give the benefit, we should always give people the doubt. You do a little digging what they believe, what they say. Like, what are you talking about, my guy? Like, you're telling me that, like, your best idea for a game is to have one guy to do all of it, and the other guys don't do anything, and then you realize the other guys made the game you like. Do you know what you're talking about? Like, come on, man. Like, less than what you say. I don't think you get it, and you shouldn't be here. But yeah, that's what I support. But oof, man, that's Square Enix. That's Square Enix financials in a nutshell. We're gonna get Dragon Quest 12 sometime soon. So I mean, we're getting 7 reimagined. Yeah, we're getting Dragon Quest 12 soon, some future. So that's what we got to hope for. The next, I would say money topic we got to talk about is we're not paid shills. Falcom, let's go, baby. Falcom's here. There we go. All right, so
Falcom had a shareholder meeting.
They did. They had one. Some people misquoted a lot of things from him, saying that the company got burned out. That is incorrect. Scott, you can take it from there. That's the first point I want to make out those systems. You take it from there.
Alrighty. So, first off, we got a reveal of the Trails in the Sky Second Chamber teaser that added a bit more stuff to the end of the game. When you play Trails in the Sky first chapter, it shows a little more in that trailer. And they also revealed a bit about why they're doing the remakes. They had 2 big reasons. The first one is they revealed that the newer hires that they have, the new programmers and the developers that they have, are starting to get a little tired of building the assets as big and grand as they are, because if you're someone who has been playing the Daybreak games, as well as someone who will be playing Horizon, you'll notice that their maps are a lot larger than
Oh
normal.
yeah.
The cities are huge now, and they have a lot more verticality to everything. So you can get to like floors and different buildings that have like skyscrapers, and they revealed a lot of that aspects to it. So they wanted to make it go back to ground zero because if you look at like Trails in the Sky, if you look at Liberal Kingdom, you'll notice that there isn't nearly as much skyscrapers or large maps. They literally almost recreated everything one to one in the terms of where placements are for Liberal. So it was a smaller map and it had smaller amounts of NPCs they had to work with because they didn't have to worry about making it a giant, humongous city full of everyone who's ever been around there. So it's actually really cool. But the second reason they said is because they're hoping to draw more fans of the series. In case you're wondering, it's hard to get people into a Trail series when they have 14 games to go and they're still making games
As well
to
as
add on to the end.
as well as some people like, where do I start? What do I play? And I say this politely with all respect. Just pick one you like and then finish that story and then go on after that. I'll be honest with you. I didn't beat Cold Steel. I didn't like Cold Steel, man. It was not my jam. I stopped after 2 and said, F it, I'm out. I am leaving. Goodbye. I was out that door. You know what I did after that? I played the Reverie series. I played the Peak series, the title of our podcast, the Triple S. I saved Crossbell. They gave me everything I need to know about Reen after that. That's it.
You actually do get quite a bit from Rain, but it also doesn't help that in Cold Steel they kind of redo his arc twice. So
I know, I know. Trust. I'm sitting there like, yep. This is gaming. This is how we game.
I do wonder if they ever did do a remake of like Cold Steel, if they would tighten it down so it was just going to be like 2 major games, one that takes place in the actual like school and then one that takes place in the wars.
I think that'd be a lot better idea. They could tighten it down to 2-3 games. Yeah, that would probably make it a lot more easier to consume. I agree with that. I think that'd be a good one.
That way, I also wouldn't have to redo the character arcs.
Basically, yeah, basically.
But I know the other reason they did it that way is because the first Cold Steel arc 1 and 2 had a lot of complaints of it being too many people. So in 3 and 4, they tightened it down to only have like 4 to 5 important people to care about. So you didn't have like 20 people to have to keep track of everything that was going on.
Yeah, that's about right.
So, there are some things that Cold Steel probably needed to do better, and I do think they could tighten up, but they were still also doing the whole. I mean, this isn't that much of a hot take, but they were also putting a little too much emphasis on trying to be like Persona. So
yeah.
Add as many like character bonds and characters.
Yeah, so the social mechanics, yeah. Well, yeah. And these are critiques I have for the Legend of Heroes series, but we'll get more into those critiques when we talk about other games, because there's a lot. I still love this series. Yeah, there's a lot. But in general, though, they did reveal that they don't have burnout because the burnout isn't exhaustion, but the burnout isn't from like they make too many games. It's mostly from the new program developers and hiring. The team that made, I believe, Third Sky is the team that was working on the remakes, and there's a lot of new people from there.
Yeah, so they took a lot of the team that was making or that made the third remake or the Third Sky games.
Yeah, third chapter. Yeah.
And they basically put them in charge of the remakes and had the younger and the newer developers and programmers that they got to be under them to basically work on the remakes, so they can not just understand like the importance of the series, like the beginning of the series, but also so they can understand like the area of Liberal better. Because as you start getting more into what we'll get into later, like Trails Beyond the Horizon, Liberal becomes another important aspect. And so they need to go back to the beginning to understand Liberal so that we can have more of a strong understanding of Liberal afterwards. It's kind of ironic because it was in the same vein of, say, like NS America finally localizing the Crossbell games just in time for Reverie so we could actually finish up the Crossbell arc.
Right. Oh, Crossbell mentioned. All right, high five. Crossbell mentioned. Right. And the thing about it too is that like it gets an emphasis to do that, but I also think that they are doing a slight touching of certain character storylines in Sky, so they don't seem out of place when you see them in Crossbell and in Calibard. And the funny thing is that like I've heard people call the kingdom the area that Estelle rules. I mean, it's from. So she doesn't rule the kingdom. I'm sorry.
She's the ruler of Zemuria.
She's a ruler of Zemuria, right? We have to, like, I've heard people say liberal, and I've heard people call it libel. Like, I'm very confused. How is it actually pronounced? Is the liberal kingdom the liberal media?
So there's liberal, which is I think what the remakes are going with, and there's liberal, which
exactly
is how it used to be pronounced. Just because liberalin is how you determine if a person is from liberal.
Yeah.
And then liberal is the remake's pronunciation. They changed a few things too because they used like zin instead of jin.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's just like it's not that much important right now, especially because it's like in every place in the world you will have different pronunciations of people's names and locations based on where you are, based on how that language has changed.
Yep, 100%. Like, another example of this, I'll give a small spoiler to Daybreak 1, which, again, I'm taking my time playing that game, but I'm going to tell you the truth. It's a lot, but God, the Calibard is actually the best representation of what a Euro-Asia mixed country would be like, and they have actual strong details that they talk about. There is a conversation when Aaron Way talks about another actress not using Langport or Eastern Calibardian dress or naming techniques versus his own. He doesn't care about it, but talks about the emphasis of how they talk, and that's why he knew who that person was. Basically, it's like jokingly like an Irishman knowing another Irish person, even though they never talked to each other before. I know he's Irish, I know he talk, but no one else would know that because unless they, etc. Right? It's kind of cool in that regard. And by the way, Kondo Sony writing team, you're goated because you had those conversations, and I respect each and every one of you, and as well as the localization team. Okay, we got that out the way. You guys are goated. All of you are. I mean, seriously. Another thing that's really, really interesting about that's happening with the Falcom quarterly meeting is that there was an investor who tweeted this out, and he posted his feelings and things he posted from the quarterly meeting. He had a fear that he was worried that and this is and people POTUS was, I'm going to say this is a misquote. The misquote was they're losing their player fan base. Wrong. The quote was, the guy said that he worries about the fan base being drawn thin because there's two Legend of Hero games happening at the same time. You have the Horizon, the Daybreak series that is happening, that is in the near future, and then now we have a series of the remaster of the past. He feels worried that it'll drive the two people apart. Personally, in my opinion, as we said earlier before we started this topic, pick a game and play it. Doesn't matter. Don't worry about it, bro. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Pick one and master it. But start with the Crossbell arc. Lloyd overcame those barriers for you.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what some people think about that because they're doing remakes at the same time as continuing the main narrative.
Yes.
But I also understand that a lot of the Trails fan base, they are all screaming for the remakes too, because Sky was such a hard game to recommend to people because you couldn't really play it unless you had Steam. As well as anything else, if you're on a console, if you're on the Switch, if you're on PlayStation, if you're on anything that's a normal console, sucks to be you.
Right. Another issue.
You have to have a PC that has Steam.
Right, exactly. Oh, sorry. Another issue with the Sky games is that the earlier Legend of Hero games, goated. I'm not going to take that with it, goated. But here's one of the core problems with that is here's the thing. Those games had little to no voice acting. They were wordy AF. I don't know how people feel about reading RPGs anymore. Hell, even the remakes of Dragon Quest 1 and 2 has heavy voice acting. Yeah. I do not know how people feel about reading anymore. This is not an insult, but you have to read. Yeah, so there's a lot. Yeah, I'm just picturing like, yeah, you're gonna read. You have to read the entire emotional anguish that Joshua is going through towards the end of the game. By the way, I'm not spoiling for you. Please pick up the games on sale now. Okay. Yeah. All right. All right, so there's that. That was the thing. Another issue it had is that back in the day, before the official translation came out, people were, and I respect the community for doing this, getting their own copy in any way they could. All right,
Yeah.
and when they were doing that, you had funky translations between some people. Some people argue was official. Some people wasn't official. We survived.
Especially the cross-sell games.
Oh my God!
Like
yep.
the underground market of what's translations or not.
Yeah. One of these has to be real.
After finally we started getting more proper translations, we're basically going towards liking the Geofront translation, which then that entire team got hired to do the official NIS America translation. So
Also, thank you, Geofront guys. I respect you guys for doing it, and I hope you guys have a successful career translating more games that we like. I appreciate you. No, I mean that quite seriously. Yes, please. I appreciate you. But yeah, so that happened too. So now there is like a collective library you could start with. I could say pick up any of them, but I would personally, my recommendation is you could start with, if you want a more modern RPG experience, you could start with Daybreak series. If you're more traditionalist, you could start maybe with Sky. That's about it. Crossbell, I will only mention because it was mentioned. So Crossbell mentioned. It was mentioned on this podcast. Yeah, so we did it.
It in fact was.
Yeah. Another thing that also they talked about is maintaining their multi-marketed strategy. So for a time, Falcom was pretty locked in or trying to be like only for Sony or trying to get exclusive signing deals for their games. And for at the time and to this day, and this is no insult to Falcom, I feel you feel the same way, Scott, hopefully, they're a very strong AA company. Yeah. So they changed their format by putting their games on every platform that'll let them have it, which is one of the reasons why they went through a lot of publishers, from XC to NIS to now Gunho. I think So they're still So that's a lot, but they still maintain their relationships with those publishers as well as being multi-platform. This multi-platform strategy has worked out for them to a point that we're getting simultaneous releases. We're no longer kind of like Japan first, and then the rest of us have to kick rocks for 6 months.
6 months to 4 years.
6 months. Hey, it's what are you talking to? Yeah. I'm being polite here. 6 months is acceptable now. 4 years is I fought for this country.
That's like PS2 levels of. Are we gonna get this game?
Do we even deserve a video game?
Yeah.
But overall, though,
I'm really excited that we're getting simultaneous release now, though. Especially because they already proved that they could do that with Trails in the Sky first chapter.
Yeah, exactly, and the success that was, and we recommend you guys check the game out. It's really, really good. My honest opinion is my good to honest opinion is that I think that we should. This is my take. I think that Falcom should continue continue the simultaneous release. I think it goes up for them. I think what they also should do is maybe have a break soon, but it seems like they do have time in between, because I believe that they did announce, and much like we mentioned in our small trailer, little self-promotion, we did a trailer reaction. It is coming out. Trails of Sky second chapter is coming out fall 2026. So that's like September, October, September, October, November. Yeah, September.
And they did say that their plan was to have it out in September, so.
Yeah, so it should be sometime.
The hope is that they can make it, but
things happen. I'm not.
Just in case development problems can occur.
It's
going to be as smooth trail as much as they'd like.
Oh, good Lord. As much as we would be hopeful for, but I think, that's going to happen. But my opinion is, I think it's coming out fall 2026, which is third quarter. So I think it's also to say that, but oh god, it's tip my tongue. We'll talk about this later in the next topic. Horizon's coming out earlier this year. I believe it's September. I'm not saying January, February.
Yeah, Trails Beyond the Horizon comes out January 14th.
Yeah, January 14th. So they have January 14th, and then they have roughly 8-ish months to make a video game. Become God's strongest soldier.
Assets are done from Trails in the Sky first chapter.
Yep. So they gotta do that. So I'm excited about that. I hope they use that time between to take breaks to what the next topic is, as well as to reassess what they need to do going forward. My personal opinion is I would love to see a remaster of the Crossbell series, Lloyd's arc, because he's one of my favorite characters. I also would like to see them work on a new future for the Yeast series. They haven't mentioned anything about Yeast in a while because Yeast 10 is peak, by the way. It's one of the best games there's ARPGs out there. It's peak. It's good. So I like to see like what they're gonna do with the Yeast series, as well as are they still interested in making more spin-offs like Nayuta, or re-releasing a couple of other Stranger games such as the Alternative Saga 3D Arena Fighter? We get a sequel to that? Get a sequel?
Yeah. So far, the only thing we know about is that there are multiple projects planned, and one of those multiple projects is going to be the Tokyo Xanadu sequel.
Oh wow, the anniversary is coming up. No, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the anniversary is coming up. Yeah.
We do have, I think, 2 localizations now of Tokyo Xanadu. We have like Tokyo Xanadu, then Tokyo Xanadu EX. So.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So hopefully, with the second one that's coming out, we don't know when or how, or they haven't given us any concrete details other than the fact that they're working on it.
I hope they maintain the dungeon RPG goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, the DRPG goodness. That's
we'll
what we all.
See Toa once again.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's, well, all joke aside, things are more up and up for Falcom. Falcom has plans for the future. They actually take a lot of situation. One of the things that was noted in the Falcom shareholder meeting is that they are looking to do things more internally, less contractors. They're looking for directors to help direct their game management. So if you speak Japanese and you're able to work with you're able to speak Japanese, and you have a degree in directing game design and managing teams, you might have a shot. I mean, they are looking. I'm not even trying to be that guy. They are looking. So, you have a shot.
Yeah, they're looking to have in-house directors because they either outsource them or they will have contractors.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the outsourcing comes from like mostly a lot of the music aspect and everything from it. But I kind of like, it makes sense. They're working. So it is what it is. But I think it helps out for them. But as we alluded to, another good news from our good buddies from Nihon Falcom is that Trails Beyond Horizon demo was also released, and oh boy, oh god, I have to play the demos. But this is the wild part, right? There are 2 demos coming out, right? So they have a story demo and a battle demo. Everyone has a story demo. But if you have a PlayStation 4 and 5, you get the battle demo as well. So that's unfair. That's unfair for the rest of us. I'm on PC. I only get the story demo. So
You're lucky you got a story demo. I think the last time they even had a story demo with, I think it's Daybreak 2 actually.
Oh wow.
I don't think they had it on Steam. I think they had it on PlayStation and Switch, and then Daybreak only had it on PlayStation.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
I think it eventually got released on Switch. I'd have to double check that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this time Steam gets the story demo as well. But yeah, the battle demo is still locked to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
But anyways, to talk about the story demo, this covers essentially the prologue of Trails Beyond the Horizon, which introduces basically the 3 teams. You have 3, so similar to like Reverie, where you had 3 routes you followed. You had like Lloyd, and then Reen, and then you had like the C route where you followed C.
Yeah.
And this one you have, ironically, C and Reen are back.
Yeah.
But instead of Lloyd, now you follow Van as the 3rd route. So so the story demo basically essentially introduces all of them, but the battle demo is where you basically get to play with them because the prologue doesn't have a lot of battles. It introduces to you like the mechanics, like the new mechanic of the ZOC, like the ZOC, which basically makes field combat actually manageable. so that you aren't basically, if you do get overrun, you don't have to go instantly into shard mode. You can activate Zoc and just instantly slaughter as many of the little guys as you want really quickly.
Right, which
Slows down
leans
time and it like doubles your damage.
right, which leans into them like the ARPG mechanics that has been being more seen from Daybreak upwards, and you may see some of it in Sky first chapter. Another thing I also wanted to point out though is was saying about that, like the Zoc mechanic. Okay, do we get a catchphrase when they say it, or that's just it?
I think some get a catchphrase. One thing that I don't know if they introduced this in the battle demo. They might. There are some characters who have something that allows them to utilize like Rien's awakening, so to speak, where he uses like a spirit unification that transforms his hair white and makes him a lot stronger. So you can do that in the battle demo, but you can't do that in the story demo.
Oh,
That's
wow.
not introduced, I guess, in the prologue. It's probably introduced somewhere else, but the battle demo also introduces another thing that some people might feel a little mixed about, which is the Grim Garten. So in Daybreak 2, which you haven't reached yet, but
yeah, someday
Daybreak 2, they introduced something called the Marchen Garten, which is essentially like the Reverie corridor from Reverie, where it's like a time outside the normal area of Halvard. It's a virtual reality space instead of like a magical space of whatever happened with Reverie.
Yeah.
So this space is virtual reality that uses like shard technology to basically make a whole area appear. And in the Martian Garden, you have to find the corruption of what's stopping it or hurting it. In the Grim Garden, it's different now. And I'm guessing it's probably a similar vein of where someone either corrupted it or they're just having your teams test it, because all three of the teams are available to be in the Grim Garden apparently.
Oh wow!
So it's again it's gonna be more on the Reverie route though, because there's a lot more characters in this game than Daybreak 2, which is saying quite a bit because there was a lot of characters in Daybreak 2, but not all of them made a comeback from the first Daybreak.
Yeah, from what I've seen from the Horizon trailers, they've been snipping out, as well as everything. Obviously, a character we will be seeing in Sky second chapter and the rest of the Sky series is Kevin.
Yes.
Kevin is so cool, but I don't know what happened to Rise. But I'll get to that later. I don't know what happened to Rise, but they better explain that because she's cool. But like she's but it's like I want to understand this question though. Kevin lost his smile. What the hell is that about? He lost his smile. Yeah, it's like, I serve God now. Now I serve judgment. Wait, what the hell, bro? No, chill.
Yeah, actually, it's funny because so in the battle demo, Kevin is with Rufus Alvarea's party.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see how their dynamic's gonna go.
Oh my god. The one thing though with
Kevin, like Marine, but I guess they wanted to have all the main three protagonists in different parties. But at the same time, well, yeah, Rufus is kind of his own protagonist too, because he shows up in a very big place.
Wait, all the main characters. Where's Estelle? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, Estelle and Lloyd are the two missing protagonists in Horizon.
You dropped the only.
What's missing from Reverie, so. Now he's finally back.
Wait. You're telling me they dropped the Savior of Zemuria because what? Are you serious?
Probably because they're doing important stuff in the Burl, I'm sure. But
probably, yeah.
There, so we still have Red representation.
Yeah. Actually, Kevin there, he'll probably explain what's happening in Liberal. What's happening in Liberal.
That's why I'm guessing why the remakes are also made same time as us getting Trails Beyond the Horizon, is because we learn more about Kevin and the Burl, because there's going to be something important about the Burl. Most likely Cassius, because he has to be involved in everything. To be fair though, he did stop a war, lost his wife, almost got killed by his daughter, which, to be fair, I mean, have you seen Estelle? That's an average Tuesday for anyone.
Yeah, Estelle, like knowing that he realized, oh God, she's more powerful than ever. Like, what's gonna happen? She's achieved true power. Like, yeah. Oh god, you know that meme? Oh god, you remember that meme from the was it the I think the final movie of the Star Wars prequel? You underestimate my power, but that's a real Anakin. That's Estelle. You underestimate my power. Like, you see her like, what are you talking about? You're just a young girl. Like, no.
Don't say it.
Don't say it. Yeah. Like my
when we see Estelle and Joshua come back, it's gonna be in great power.
Yeah.
Most likely, it's also going to involve Cassius in some regard.
That'd be cool. Yeah, that would be cool. A part of me also would like to see, unironically, the full Bright family as a party. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
I would love to see
Cassius playable.
Yeah, like, dude, Cassius, Rene, Joshua, Estelle, like the Bright family, like, and they have to do the Fantastic Four pose, or a Saitam, or not a Fantastic Four pose, or a Toku Gastri pose. It's, you know, a freaking Kamen Rider pose, essentially. It's like, we are Bright family. Like, it's like, yeah.
Yes.
I want that so bad. I joke, but I want that so bad. It would be the most popular thing they ever done in their lives if they do it, and I mean that seriously. It would be the GOAT. But in a very serious way, I think that with Horizon, because like Horizon and Daybreak, I'm seeing elements. The game is kind of jumping the shark, quotation mark, if you want to be but it's logically jumping the shark, but it's like, yeah, they're gonna need a break after that, because what do you go from here? Because small spoilers, they decide to actually go meet God. Like, they decide to go to literally they go beyond the planet. Like, this is crazy. So they have to do something else. They have to take a break after that. But at the same time, though, they better confirm that it was still like, they're like, what are you doing here, Van Archive? Where is your strongest warrior? What? Estelle Bright. We sent her years ago. Like, that's not right.
We sent her to the greatest protector you're.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we sent her to protect Cassius. It was the opposite way around. I would legit kill. That's exactly what they say. Like, we sent her to protect Cat. Like, what? Yeah, we sent her to protect. Yeah. God, that would be so hilarious. But I genuinely think, though, I'm looking forward to it. And that's like, I have to play the story demo. I'm thinking about actually streaming the story demo sometime soon. And oh, by the way, Falcom, shout out to you guys for keeping this in. Majority of the demos they have you play, right? If you have it saved and when you start a new game, it goes right there. I played the demo for Ys Nordics X until my mic died, so I got this new mic. And when I bought Ys Nordic, my save file continued right from there. Same thing with Trails of Sky first chapter. So it's like, I'm like, all right, we're ready to go. We got this. So that's what I'm waiting on. That's what I'm legit waiting on. I'm like, all right, we're in there. We're in there. So I'm pretty happy excited about that. But yeah, generally though, like outside of outside of Square Enix having, I would say, new investor problems, I want to say a lot RPGs this year has been pretty good. I think Falcom is moving on up to a point that I want to say they're the respectable art people. You know, they have respectable art. I'm not seeing them going AAA anytime soon, but I'm seeing them become a respectable, like Atlas. Yeah, like Atlas. They're becoming like Atlas, where their game's quality is good. They may not be the biggest company, but their quality is top chef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is great, because that means I will constantly always get stuff from Falcom.
Exactly. Yep. And Falcom we trust, like, unironically. Boom, boom. Also, shout outs to the Bracer Guild for taking orders and putting emails out there and on your website saying, oh yeah, by the way, your stuff might come after Christmas, and that'd be great. I appreciate all of you for that. Appreciate you guys for that. Because if you're doing any holiday shopping and you're a huge NIS Falcom fan, you buy some stuff from the Bracer Guild website, it's international shipping, so you order it now, you're gonna get it after Christmas. But the gift of Falcom is year round, so take that with your heart. Yeah. But oh god, I'm still mad the Battle Dome was only for the Sony consoles. Like, I'm like, right, you could have given it to me. I wanted that. Like, I want to do that, but no, I have to like rob of someone else's PS4 or 5 allegedly to get that. Which is, not fair, and I'm not gonna advocate for that. If someone has a PS4 or 5 and they're not letting you play the game, it's your duty to take it, okay? Your duty. It's your right, your country. Oh God! But honestly, though, I think that was a really interesting round of news we had for Triple S number 11. You know, Sports Safe Scumming. I think
Yeah.
yeah. I think I'm excited about what's going to happen in 2026. I'm hoping that Square has at least with I know that they have 3 investors invest there. They have more shares in the company, and we know they might have notorious plans for it. I hope Square gets enough capital to push them back, or they have gained control of their company. Because as I said earlier, Square is a company that has long legs. A lot of companies have long legs. I think Square makes a good game, and then a couple years down the line, people recognize it, play for the future. Because again, I was around where Final Fantasy X was considered a masterpiece, and now it is. Time changes. So that can happen. So I'm looking forward to this whole thing for Square, and Falcom seems to be up on the rise. I want to say, like, post Cold Steel, I think the company has did nothing but W's. And I'm not even saying as a fanboy. Like, post Cold Steel, it's been nothing but a ride up.
Yeah.
Like, they're getting new money. They got engines, new publishing. Their games have had critical success. Let's call a spade. Trails of the Sky first chapter has had has had multiple critical raving reviews for the game. Where else you go from here? You know, we can go up to the moon, baby, to the moon, to the moon. So, Scott, you have any final thoughts about what we discussed today?
I'm really excited about Falcom. And I am worried about the current stock issues of Square Enix, but I have hope that they can get things managed.
Yeah. And they should hire Nomura to write the story of their new company, like their new rise of it. So it'll take him 10 years, but he'll get it done.
He'll get it done.
He'll get it done. He'll get it done. Oh God. But yeah, thank you for everyone that has watched and or listened to the 11th episode of the Support Statement Podcast, aka Triple S Podcast. Scott and I will be back next month for more RPG goodness. If you're not safe scumming, start now.
Word.
All right, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.